Are you a fan of boxing? If you watch boxing, then you might have heard the name Devin Haney a couple of times, but do you know about the recent electrifying combat between Devin Haney versus George Kambosos Jr.? Well, in today's video, we've got some thrilling news regarding the boxing world. Let's find out what Haney has to show in this brutal beatdown and why are Mayweather comparisons not accidental. Firstly, what happened in the rematch for Devin Haney versus George Kambosos Jr.? The fight scene between the two champions was surely a thrilling one, but why was there a rematch after the June match? In June, Devin Haney made his dream come true, cruising to a points victory over George Kambosos to become the first undisputed lightweight world champion in modern boxing history. He defeated Kambosos unanimously to become the first undisputed lightweight champion in contemporary boxing history since Pernell Whitaker in 1990, the first in the four-belt era, which began in 2004. What happened between them next is yet to be discovered. A rematch was in the cards, and he employed his remarkable speed, instinct, and relentless left jab once more, but this time he also landed powerful right-hand strikes that left the Australian bloodied. Haney's victories, the 135-pound limit bout, improved his record to 29-0, with 15 KOs while laying only his second defeat on Kambosos, who is now 21-2. The Australian said before the bout that if he lost, he would retire and his chances of winning another world title today would appear bleak. However, after the bout, he put an end to the retirement talk. The Australian got off to a good start, pinning his opponent on the ropes with a flurry of blows just before the opening round ended. However, the Americans responded effectively in the following round, taking control. Up next, what did Devin Haney show in a brutal beatdown? The first round between Haney and George Kambosos made the fans send chills down their spine. The second round made them feel more than that. The fight between the two of them was a brutal yet strong one. Devin dusted the fight and won over George Kambosos. The fans witnessed Haney's first fight against Kambosos as a dominant and could have hoped pawing away at ferocious for 12 rounds after a metronomic jab. However, the second one had us all anticipating with patience to see what could possibly happen in the next round. The pair's second meeting was equally overpowering on the scoreboard, but Haney proved that he was a complete fighter, and we might agree with him. He stated, quote, "This one, I showed my jab. I showed my right hand. I showed my hook. I showed my ring generalship. I showed it all." Haney said in his post-fight press conference, "I showed I'm just a complete fighter, and there's not one way you could beat Devin Haney, or there's not just one style I could beat you in." However, the fight wasn't it. What happened next left the audience in a moment of awe. Keeping watch along closely, we're about to tell you everything you need to know about what their fathers had to say. There was a heartwarming moment after the rematch where sure you don't want to miss out on. So what did their fathers have to say after the match? Devin Haney's father demonstrated that dignity and decent politeness can still exist in boxing by congratulating beaten Australian boxer George Kambosos on his fighting abilities immediately after obnoxious Australian supporters booed the American anthem. By outclassing Kambosos, Haney proved himself to be the superior boxer and cemented his position as the undisputed lightweight champion. After the post-fight press conference, Bill Haney spoke with Kambosos Jr. and his father, Jim. We are curious to know what heart-to-heart talk they had, and we're just about to reveal it to you guys. Bill Haney shook the boxer's hand and remarked, "You got so much fight in you," proving that good sportsmanship still exists in the world of boxing. He also requested to take a picture with, according to a statement by Bill Haney, "I came to get a picture with you, baby." However, Kambosos' father acknowledged that some of the sarcastic remarks made in the run-up to the competition were just emotion and have since been forgotten. At the end of the day, everything that leads up to a fight, it's about the emotion and wanting to win. So, in what other way was Haney praised? With all that Haney has achieved thus far in his brief career, the debate over him alternates between how excellent he is now and how good he can be in the future. Mickey Bay, a former world champion, claimed on foxsports.com.au that Haney had a high goal of reaching the Mayweather level. The American won praise in a moment of greatness. It was surely a big moment for him. He was compared a boxing champion Floyd Mayweather during the post-fight press conference. After Haney defeated Kambosos by a huge margin at the weekend, Lou Dimbella met with Australian media and used the M word to describe Haney's skill, class, and general competence. DiBella also brought up that some Haney critics have made similar claims about Haney as some Mayweather critics have made about Floyd. However, every player has his own skill. He tends to achieve the highest of all by being compared to Mayweather. Isn't he lucky enough to win the fight though? So keep watching along closely. We're about to tell you everything you need to know about what Lou DiBella had to say, and of course why George Kambosos still deserves a ton of respect, even with the loss. Up next, what did Lou DiBella have to say regarding Haney winning the championship? The 23-year-old Haney has truly impressed the audience in several of his battles and at such a young age. However, Haney may well have many years and years of dominance ahead of him. The comparison to Mayweather will be made more frequently as his stats increase in terms of wins and fight losses. Lou DiBella had a lot to say when it came to Devin Haney versus George Kambosos rematch. What he said had the fans have a connection with him and feel the same, but what did he really tell the audience? DiBella stated that there could be times when we watched fights when we used to watch Mayweather and he would quietly beat guys' spirits and practically win every round, and the audience would automatically know that he is about to win, and that's kind of boring. It's much agreed that Lou also stated George went in front of Haney certain that he had to win back his fan base and amuse Australians. He presumably realized he was stepping into a cyclone, but he still did it, which is admirable. That's exactly the spirit needed in boxing. This made the game absolutely amazing as it wasn't just one-sided, but the audience got to see the retaliation as well. We witnessed Haney being energetic and ready to charge George. However, he was ready to have safety precautions against him. Lou states, quote, he hurt him pretty badly and beat him up, and that's the greatness of a guy like this and the greatness of Floyd Mayweather. You notice I'm using them in the same breath, and that's not accidental. Lastly, why does George Kambosos deserve the ultimate respect even after being defeated? All praises to Haney, cheers and hails everywhere. But does that mean Kambosos has lost his respect in the world of boxing? It might be an upsetting defeat for George, but he certainly hasn't lost his respect by that. George Kambosos Jr. has numerous tattoos on his body that have deep symbolic meanings. Every single one of them is precious, whether they relate to his religion, family, or ancestry, but following his rematch against Devin Haney on Sunday at Rod Laver Arena to determine who would once again be the undisputed king of the lightweight class, the word tattooed across his chest remained the most significant one. The tattoo says, "Dream without fear." Kambosos Jr. described getting the tattoo as a constant reminder to follow your aspirations. In a 2019 video for Athlete's Voice, in addition, most individuals would have fled in the opposite direction out of fear of losing to Haney again if they had to face him in front of their own crowd. However, as his promoter Lou DiBella reminded the world, Kambosos Jr. is not about that. He's about the warrior spirit that flows through the blood of ferocious. This may sound quite inspirational to the fans. He sure had the guts to face his own fears. This is something we all need in our lives. A defeat in the game does not matter, but what might matter is how much effort and the best input you put into it. But my friends, that's going to be all for today. All the latest boxing news and the future thrillers coming up are delivered to you in the most summed up way. If you found this video to be helpful to you in some way, do consider clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel. Please make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss out on any of the hot news, and stay aware of the events going on in the world. So which fight are you most excited about? Tell us in the comments section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.